Welcome to the Awesome Pod Mix. You are listening to Abby. The idea behind this podcast was to talk about how certain movies and TV shows made me feel when I watched them for the very first time. A reputed filmmaker once said, "When a piece of art invokes a similar feeling amidst a large audience, it's the triumph of the filmmaker." That's the magic of cinema. I love the magic of cinema. Today I'll be talking about the film Jawan. The film's screenplay is written by Atlee and S. Ramannagirivasan. The dialogue is by Sumit Arora and the film is directed by Atlee. According to my sources, the makers had no plans to release a trailer. They had only strategized to release the preview and the songs after. I think during Ask SRK session on Twitter, the fans requested Shah Rukh for Jawan's trailer and he very happily obliged. I was happy with the preview. I knew these were the elements in the film and it kept the audience guessing about the story. It didn't matter for me if they released a trailer or not. I would have gone and watched a Shah Rukh Khan film either way. The trailer revealed a lot about the story which kinda lowered my expectations and excitement. I thought the six girls would have some connection with Vikram Rathore's past and that's why they form a team. I didn't know how these girls would connect to Shah Rukh's character Azad because they danced together in Zinda, Banda in the song promo. I knew the younger Shah Rukh's name was Azad because in a blurry shot of the name tag on the uniform, the name began with A and ended with D. I went into the movie thinking this was Vikram Rathore's story. The film begins with a beautiful gorge. The camera glides over and the text appears. Near the India border, a child with his mother by the waterfall spots a body floating in the river. They rescue the wounded body dripping with blood on their horse. The village medic applies salve and plasters him in bandages from head to toe. We see a lion head tattoo over a shield with two crossed swords on the wounded guy's forearm. The text on the tattoo says Agni. We see a shot of the wounded guy's eye and a few glimpses of his past. A few months later, the villagers are celebrating the festival of their deity. Suddenly, people with star insignia on their uniforms start attacking the villagers. The medic prays to their deity to show himself and save them. The bandaged man in his Moon Knight-esque avatar comes to the villagers' rescue. The enemy lights the wounded man's bandages on fire. As the fire slowly burns away the bandages, the face is dramatically revealed. It's Shah Rukh Khan in all his glory. Toward the end of the fight, Shah Rukh holds the spear and crushes the head of the enemy with his foot. He's striking a pose similar to that of the villagers' deity. The villagers call him their savior. Shah Rukh, with a scar on his forehead, reveals that he doesn't remember who he is. A young boy promises him that he would figure out his identity once he grows up. Boy, that's gonna take a long time. Speaking of which, 30 years later, Mumbai 6:30 a.m. A Blue Line metro train departs from Versova toward Ghatkopar. The six women are introduced. Kalki the darling, Janvi the composer. She's the one who smuggles the weapons inside the metro in her guitar case with the help of Helena the techie. Then we have Lakshmi the mother who helps Alia buy the metro ticket. And we have Eeram the doctor and Ishkra the artist. The metro is commandeered when it passes a tunnel after Marol. A well-built police officer throws a wrench in their plans. Shah Rukh overpowers him and unveils his face, removing the bandaged mask. On the side of Shah Rukh's head, the tattoo reads, Ma Jagat Janani. Ma means mother, Jagat means world, Janani means mother, Jagat Janani together means mother of the world. So the tattoo is saying mother, world, mother. If they had put Ma on one side and Jagat Janani on the other, I would not have felt so odd. I was wondering if they were going for mother is world, mother. Shah Rukh ties the police officer to the metro passenger pole. I was like, this is the child from the Flashback all grown up. He promised to find out the identity of the wounded guy in their village. Narmada Rai, the head of Force 1, steps in to negotiate with Shah Rukh. Shah Rukh demands the agriculture minister answer his questions to save the hostages' lives. The agriculture minister can't even make an educated guess. Shah Rukh gives him another chance. He demands approximately 40,000 crores, 77 lakhs to let go of the hostages. Alia, the girl whose ticket Lakshmi bought, is the daughter of Kalee. Kalee is a weapons dealer. When Alia calls her dad, he's busy attending a collector's funeral he killed the night before. We see a red pill, blue pill box in Kalee's intro scene. It's a reference to the Matrix. The collector refuses to sanction Kalee's plans because he cannot let another Bhopal gas tragedy occur. Kalee forces the collector to eat the red pill and it kills him. Kalee is a ruthless businessman and a cold-blooded killer. When Kalee receives Alia's call, he agrees to make the ransom payment. Kalee's daughter Alia accuses Shah Rukh and his squad of being cheat and robbers. In their defense, Shah Rukh narrates Kalki's backstory. He reveals how Kalki's farmer father was embarrassed by the government officials and pushed to commit suicide. It's a heart-wrenching story. But it's not just a story, it's the reality of a lot of farmers. Shah Rukh tells Alia that he has a special message for her father. The moment he's about to say his name, the screen cuts to the text, Shah Rukh Khan. Narmada Rai is aided by the IISG to catch hold of the people who commandeered the metro. Shah Rukh and his squad distribute the bandaged masks to the metro passengers. The squad spray paints the metro windows. They fire bullets at IISG with a remote-controlled weapon, and they blast off a nearby building to create chaos and escape. Narmada finds a mannequin covered in bandages with a mouthpiece and a remotely operated gun. She sends the bandages for forensic testing. I didn't understand why Narmada was summoned to Kalee's place and why was she answerable to him. Just because Kalee paid the ransom amount? In this scene, we learn that Kalee's brother-in-law is the health minister. Alia delivers Shah Rukh's message revealing the name of the person behind the metro incident, Vikram Rathore. The 6 women discreetly return to the Belamwada women's prison. It is now revealed that Shah Rukh is the jailer of the same prison. His name is Azad and he was masquerading as Vikram Rathore. The United Nations has awarded the Belamwada prison for its incredible work making prosthetic limbs, stitching school uniforms for the government school kids, and radio programming. During his term in the last 8 years, these women have been rehabilitated and never returned to the world of crime. The date on the board behind Azad reads 23rd June 2022. The song Zinda Banda begins. My favorite lines from the song are Sabar shukar zinda ho banda ho zinda ho Tadpan rangare dhadkan angare Tan man gangare zinda banda ho. The director Atlee makes a cameo in the song. The song really is a blast to watch on the big screen. When I researched the meaning behind the Tamil song Vanda Idam, my mind was blown. If I am not mistaken, the song paints Azad's character as Lion King. Damn, this makes me want to watch this movie in Tamil as well. In the next scene, when we see Azad, he addresses his foster mother as Kaveri Amma. It's a reference to Shah Rukh's movie Swades. In the later scenes in a public address, the health minister brags about his fantastic work for the government hospitals. In reality, he has done nothing. Everything he's saying is a blatant lie. He goes on to claim that if anyone shoots him, they can take him to a government hospital for treatment. I was like, just shoot him already, he's asking for it literally. The casting director Mukesh Chhabra makes a cameo as the health minister's secretary. One of the 6 women from Azad's squad shoots the health minister. 2 ambulances arrive at the scene. The squad uses the blast as a diversion and takes the health minister in their ambulance. We see an ambulance pass by a milestone that reads Haripur 1 kilometer. When Narmada steps in to negotiate, she assumes Vikram will ask for more money. Vikram clarifies that all he wants is the truth that transpired on 27th of February a year ago. He wants the former dean of Haripur Government Hospital to reveal the truth. Kids suffering from encephalitis died due to shortage of oxygen. Dr. Eeram was falsely incarcerated. Even this backstory is based on the false incarceration of Kafil Khan. The former dean accepts full blame for the incident. The truth is out and Eeram's name is cleared. Vikram demands the health ministry upgrade the government hospitals with state-of-the-art equipment in 5 hours. They counter-argue saying 5 hours is too less. Vikram says they had 10 years, he's giving them an extension of 5 hours. All of Vikram's demands are fulfilled. Shah Rukh sports a very Phantom of the Opera-like burnt mask during the escape scene from the hospital. Narmada almost succeeds in thwarting their escape plan and even grabs Azad's mask. While she sends that mask to the forensics, she suspects Vikram Rathore is not an old man. The forensic results were useless and even the metro passengers were of no help. The police officer from the metro incident is also missing. We see a shot where Zuzu, the police officer, is tearing off a page from a file. Everyone is singing Vikram Rathore's praises, everyone is his fan. The best graphic artist from the department is called to sketch out Vikram Rathore's face. They have half a reference image with bandaged mask. Vikram Rathore has never appeared on screen. His face is either scrambled on video or masked on CCTV footage. Kalee visits Russia for his dream project. Mr. D, a Bane-like guy with breathing apparatus and a Jaguar, agrees to invest 80% in Kalee's dream project. He warns Kalee that it's Mafia's money. Mr. D threatens Kalee that he won't be able to fathom what they would do to him if he doesn't deliver on his promise. I was trying to piece together how Irani managed to get the sketch made that resembled Azad and pinned all the crimes on him. When Narmada learns the truth, she feels betrayed. She doesn't want Azad to bring Suji into their argument. Narmada shoots Azad in the shoulder. How did Kalee's brother Manish get the information on Azad? The 6 women from the prison are on a call with Azad when Azad and Narmada get attacked. Kalee's brother Manish captures and tortures Narmada and Azad. He shoots Narmada in the arm. Helena tracks Azad's location and all the 6 women from the prison come to his rescue. They are waiting for the right time to go in and save Azad and Narmada. Vikram Rathore arrives at the scene in the nick of time to save Azad. How? How did he know where Azad was kept hostage? Zuzu, the police officer, brings Vikram Rathore to Azad. I told you Zuzu was the kid from 30 years ago. The question again is, how did Zuzu know where to find Azad? Vikram's memories are not triggered even after seeing his son, who's a spitting image of himself. He says he understands, but he's devoid of any feeling. Feeling betrayed, Narmada enters the prison disguised as a convict. It's a ploy to get the 6 girls talking. She's already learnt about Eeram, Kalki and Helena because she saw their faces when they came to rescue her and Azad. Narmada suspects that all the 6 women might be in the same barrack. When she enters the barrack bleeding, she complains that Azad used her for his missions. She's been put behind the bars for being Azad's accomplice. Lakshmi understands and sympathizes with Narmada. To put things in perspective, Lakshmi narrates Azad's backstory. Usually in Atlee's movies, his flashbacks are complete movies by themselves. My favorite flashback of Atlee's films before Jawan is Mersal. In Mersal, it was Vetrimaran and Aishwarya's story. In this movie, it's about Vikram and Aishwarya. The flashback begins in Barnala, Punjab in 1986. Vikram is a part of a special ops squad called Agni and they have a lion head tattoo with a shield and 2 cross swords. Vikram and his team are sent to rescue 40 truck drivers and the remaining of the 27 soldiers. Those soldiers' Mi-436 guns malfunctioned, which is why they were captured. These weapons malfunctioning is similar to what we saw in Rang De Basanti. Vikram manages to rescue the 40 truck drivers, the other soldiers, but loses a member of his squad. After returning from the mission, Vikram files a complaint against the weapons manufacturer. In the army court, Kalee blames the soldiers for not reading the manual before operating the weapon. Vikram proves Kalee wrong by giving a demo in the army court. The army chief cancels their contract with Kalee. Vikram comes home to his wife Aishwarya and his dog Rio. Rio is shot by Kalee's henchmen. I was like, you shouldn't have done that. John Wick went to despicable lengths to exact revenge over his dog's death. though this flashback is set between 1986 and 1992, because 30 years from 1992 is 2022. The date of the United Nations award ceremony was 23rd June 2022. But I'm getting ahead of time. Kalee's men inject some green sedative into Vikram's veins. Vikram tries to fight them off, but the sedative kicks in and he loses consciousness. Kalee's men take Vikram away. Inside the house, we see Aishwarya regaining consciousness. So the henchmen had also knocked her out. They want Aishwarya to cooperate and sign a piece of paper that paints Vikram Rathore as a traitor. The officer offers her a pen and I was like, she's gonna use this pen and stab you in the neck. That's exactly what she does. She then uses the gun covered in plastic wrap to shoot the guards. Aishwarya is imprisoned for the murder of the officer and the two guards. Kalee visits Aishwarya in the Belamvada prison. Now there is a flashback within a flashback. Kalee reveals how he shot Vikram 5 times and threw him off a moving plane across the border. Vikram drops straight into the river, hitting his head over the rocks underwater, hence the memory loss. Kalee explains in excruciating detail how Aishwarya would feel when she would be hanged. It is understandable that Kaveri must have narrated this incident to Azad when he grew up. On the day of Aishwarya's hanging, she faints. The doctors reveal that she is pregnant. Her hanging is rescheduled for the day after her child turns 5. When Azad is born, the prisoners celebrate. The shot with the baby is reminiscent of Rafiki holding Simba in The Lion King. When Azad turns 5, Aishwarya makes him promise to clear his father Vikram Rathore's name. Post-flashback, Irani's revelation was quite a shocker. Because he was already working for Kalee, he's the one who leaks the information about the sketch to Kalee's brother Manish. Kalee orders Irani to kill Narmada and her daughter Suji. When Vikram arrives at the scene to rescue Suji, he throws his bike at the car like Steve Rogers in Avengers Age of Ultron. Vikram loves to throw his bike at cars and set them on fire. Back at the prison, Irani aims to shoot at Narmada. Lakshmi leaps forward and takes the bullet meant for Narmada. We don't get to see Lakshmi's backstory, just some snippets of how she tries to save the kids from a gas leak but fails. Even the locket she sports belongs to one of the kids she couldn't save. This incident cannot be the Bhopal gas tragedy as it happened in 1984, though the Bhopal gas tragedy has been mentioned twice in the film. For Azad's next mission, Narmada joins in Lakshmi's place. In the following action sequence, when Azad swings inside the trailer kicking the driver, it reminded me of a young Harrison Ford from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Azad succeeds in stealing Kalee's election money. Narmada, Kalki and other prison women succeed in capturing EV machines. Vikram and his Agni squad create a diversion so Azad could escape with the election money. Vikram and his squad are cornered by Kalee's henchmen over a cliff. In the next scene, when I see them captured, I was like, how did this happen? Did they surrender without a fight? The following morning at 6, Vikram makes a live appearance on TV. The Belamvada women's prison is under his control and Vikram has some demands. He needs a negotiator on behalf of the system by 10. Kalee is confused seeing the live telecast. How is this even possible? Kalee tries to check if Vikram is sporting a lifelike mask as Tom Cruise from the Mission Impossible franchise. One of the Agni squad members refer to Azad as Simba and Vikram as Mufasa. It's a reference to the 2019 Hindi version of The Lion King, where Shah Rukh voiced Mufasa. I hope he returns to voice Mufasa when the prequel comes out. Outside Belamvada prison, Sanjay Dutt arrives as the negotiator. He plays Madhavan Nayak. His first line of dialogue is, Nayak nahi, Khalnayak hu main. This is a reference to the title track of the 1993 film Khalnayak, where Sanjay Dutt played the titular character. We learned that Azad has been the jailer of Belamvada prison for over 12 years. He has placed landmines all around the prison boundary. Madhavan Nayak doesn't take Vikram's warning seriously. He throws stones around the boundary and the landmines go boom. He commands everyone to move back. Azad and the team send out Suji with 2 of the many EV machines that they have in possession. because they know no one would shoot a little girl. The entire monologue where Azad addresses the nation to hold people in power accountable is the need of the hour. For this message alone, I need to applaud the makers for reminding the citizens to question the system. It's a commendable effort. I know the solutions shown in the film come across as easy and quick, but I am hopeful that someday it happens just as smoothly. The makers have used the medium of cinema not just to entertain but also shed light on issues that concern everyone. During the climactic fight when Kalee mocks the father-son union by saying now they'll play an emotional song, it was really funny. Later, Vikram refers to Murad as Bahubali. It's a reference to S.S. Rajamouli's 2015 and 2017 films Bahubali. It's great to cut away from the emotional tension to humor. Phase 3 Marvel movies were the perfect example of that. I just love them. Vijay Sethupathi comes across effortless in his portrayal of Kalee. Kalee meets the same fate he once described for Aishwarya. It's called poetic justice. So the story of Jawan was a flip on Aakhri Rasta and Indian/Hindustani. Indian was the original Tamil title and Hindustani was the Hindi version of the same. In both these films, Aakhri Rasta and Indian, the father played the role of the vigilante. Atlee is big on father-son themes in his films. My favorite father-son portion from previous Atlee's films is Bigil. Michael wants to bring the football cup for his father. But as he's leaving on the train, his father Rayappan is assassinated right before his eyes. Michael gets off the train. Michael chooses the path his father never wanted him to take. Coming back to Jawan, I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I forgot there exists a world outside. I understand we didn't get to see all of the 6 women's backstories because of the film's runtime. Some backstories had to be edited out. I would really like to see those backstories either in a spin-off movie or a prequel. In the mid-credit scene, Madhavan Nayak informs Azad that the money they stole has been sent to the factory. Maybe it's an important detail. Azad's next mission involves the Swiss bank. This suggests that a sequel might be in the works. I have to give a special mention for the fantastic VFX work by Red Chillies VFX. Anirudh's background score works better than the film's soundtrack for me. Maybe the songs will grow on me. When Shah Rukh is on screen, I can't take my eyes off him. And when there were 2 Shah Rukhs on screen, I couldn't focus on the end credits. I apologize for my behavior, though I always insist on watching all the credits from the beginning till the end. I was distracted by Shah Rukh Khan. I would love the Russo brothers to work with Shah Rukh Khan. Their movies have great action, great emotion and great dialogue. Even their action is character motivated. My humble request to all the filmmakers who would work with Shah Rukh in the future, please show me his eyes in a nice close-up. His eyes are the windows to his soul. That is what makes me fall in love with him over and over again. Whenever I see a new trailer of his film and his eyes are not shown properly, I get mighty disappointed. Don't get me wrong, he looks incredibly handsome in those shades and sunglasses, but I want to see those pretty eyes. Do me a favor and show me those mesmerizing sets of eyes in a beautiful close-up. Please, pretty please. You can listen to the awesome pod mix and subscribe to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts and Good Pods. If you like what I'm doing, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/awesomepodmix. Thanks for listening.